So Danny, we'll start with questions from the fans.
Mm-hmm.
So the first one is, how's married life?
How's married life? God, we've been together 10 or 11 years, so it's not much different. Just with a ring on my finger that keeps falling off. So no, I nearly lost it the other night after playing football. Yeah, no, it's good. I think no, it was something that we always wanted to do, so it's nice to have time away with the family and yeah, get on with our life now.
Are you familiar with the name Ollie Jones?
Ollie Jones, yeah, boy from school.
So a question's coming from Ollie. He's coming to his first Sheffield game on Tuesday, and he wants to know, if you score a goal, will you do the gritty dance?
I get this all the time from school. There's a dance that they always do and I can never do it. So I'll have to do some practice over the weekend. But yeah, no, of course, I think my celebration's been the same for the last 5-6 years, so I have to change it up a bit.
Harry Mosdell, massive Sheffield fan. He's asked, what future do you see for Sheffield United?
Oh, I think if you compare the club to most clubs around this kind of level, I think we're way ahead in terms of kind of the infrastructure and just the way the club's run in terms of the youth team. I think it's everything's here in terms of change rooms, the pitch. There's room for the stadium to expand. I think we've kind of consolidated ourselves in this league, and being around the playoffs the last 2 seasons, I think that's where we need to be at least. I think if we can sneak into the playoffs or get promoted, I think we need to test ourselves in the league above. I mean, it's not going to be easy, but I think the club's in a position to go into that league maybe in the next year or so. So yeah, I think it's exciting. I think it's not a club that's going to sit still in this league for 10, 11 years. I think it's definitely going to move forward.
This question's just landed in my inbox. I can't guess who's put it in there. Who's the best physio?
I wonder who asked that one. The best physio? It's a good question to ask me because I've seen a few. No, I think definitely Sam coming in this year has been a big help. I think she's really committed. I mean, she doesn't have to be here for the length of time that she has to be, but I think she spends a lot of time away from her family. I know she's got 2 young boys, and I think she generally wants to help us, whether it's text messaging or phone calls or just information, just to help us out, even if we're not injured. Just recovery, nutrition. I think she's always there. So I think she's been a big part this year.
When you left the club originally to go to Dartford to play at a higher level, did you miss everything at Sheffield?
Yeah, I did. Although I love my time at Dartford, I think I always kept in contact, whether it was Marcel, Jack, Matt Smith, Ernie, even other players, Billy, even yourself. I think it was always in the back of my mind that that's where I wanted to go after. If I was at Dartford for 5 years, I'd want to come back to Sheffield. Obviously, it didn't work out for other reasons, but yeah, I did miss the club. Yeah.
Your most favourable goal?
Ever?
For Sheffield?
For Sheffield? I always go back to the one, I know it was at Rochester United, but I think I scored a hat-trick when I was having quite a tough time. I was out of the team. I think Ernie played me on the right wing. I scored 2 and I just got the ball. I think I did a dummy. I think I went past 2 or 3 challenges and then put it in the top corner. So yeah, that one always sticks in my mind.
8 games in so far this season. What's your assessment?
I think after the first few league games, I think we said that we couldn't get too carried away with ourselves. I think we had those 2 tough games against Hamwell and Ramsgate, and I said it could bring us back down to earth. But I think we acquitted ourselves quite well in the games, even though the away game we lost 6-0. I think the Ramsgate game was a game we should have won. Just a bit of naivety and mistakes that cost us to lose. I mean, we had the game wrapped up pretty much, but I think if you look at it as a whole, 4 wins out of 4 in the league, I mean, you can't ask for more than that. I think the most important thing this year, different players are scoring. I mean, it's important for me to get my first goal the other night. We're just sharing it around. I mean, both wingers, strikers, midfielders chipping in with goals. So I think we're in a good place to move forward. So yeah, no, it's been a good start.
Like you say, we've won every league game so far. Has any one particular game stood out for you?
I think, well, being the recent one, the Europe game the other night in tough conditions, I think after 2 losses, I think it was very easy to go into that game with kind of not a negative mentality, but I think we had, I said in the huddle before, we had to win that game just to for our own kind of pride, I think we needed to win. I think we won it quite comfortably, even though they pegged us back straight away, but we responded well. I think the Hanwell game where we drew with them 1-1, I think we knew that we was more than a match for them. I know that the 6-0 away was quite disappointing, but being 1-0 up after 85 minutes, it was just a bit of a sucker punch, but I think that gave us a lot of confidence. So yeah, I think we've started well.
Ernie may well rotate for the 2 cup games that we're left in, but would you like to see us get a run going in at least one of them?
Yeah, I think so. I think after last year, I think it gave the whole community, I think, something to look at. I know the FA Cup's a big competition, and obviously we're out of that now, and the FA Trophy, but yeah, I think as for competition for places, if we're just in the league, I think it might, I'm not sure, just the value of the league is very important, but I think if you've got another cup competition, if someone performs well in that, then I'm looking over my shoulder at someone else that's as a winger, rather than getting too comfortable. I think it is important we rotate places, yeah.
Summarise Dan Bradshaw. I mean, he's coming up close to 200 games, 150 goals. It's a bit unheard of at this level now.
Yeah, Bradders, what can I say? I speak to Dan nearly every day, whether it's just about family life, football. Like, we talk football for hours. You know, I finish football on a Saturday, I walk in the house on my phone talking to Dan about the game. I go upstairs and I'm away from my family for like half an hour talking to Dan. But Dan loves the club. Same situation as me, he always wanted to come back, and I think that this is where he wants to end his career or see out his best playing days. Yeah, I think it's a massive achievement. You don't hear of it. You don't hear of it at all to play 200 games. It's something that I'd love to do, to be able to do what he's done.
I hope so. You're on 133 games and 42 goals. So
yeah, I said that. I said I'd love, obviously, to hit 150 games this year, and my target is to hit 50 goals for the club this year, for another 8. I said double figures for this year, but yeah, no, I think we need to celebrate Dan hitting 200 games, because he's done a lot for the club. He's gone through the leagues with the club, and yeah, I think he will be a legend here when obviously he stops playing. I think everyone knows his name on the island, so no, I'm proud of him, and I think all the other fans and the club are.
Tell us about that goal on Tuesday night. Was that planned or reactive?
No, it was planned. Me and Aidan, we always had a chat. We know how good Aidan's distribution is. Without giving too much away, I think not a lot of defenders know the rule. Even the guy the other day, he turned around to me and said, I didn't know that was a rule, that you couldn't be offside from a goal kick. And I'll be honest, I didn't when I started playing at this level, but I think I always tell the linesman, I make sure that he knows the rule, because sometimes they don't. But yeah, no, we always talk about it, whether it's the first, second or third one. I mean, the wind probably helped, but it is what it is, and luckily I finished it. Otherwise, I think Dan Carr wouldn't have had something to say to me.
And then finally, it's quite fitting to finish on Dylan, who sadly passed away the other week.
Yep.
I know you wanted to say a special thank you to people.
Yeah, I think obviously I finished school the other day, like, not looking at my phone, and I opened it up and I was in the classroom. I just sat there for 5 minutes, kind of just taking it all in. I think, although as a team this year, not a lot of the boys knew Dylan. I think we've seen him train with Sheffield Sports, and I played with Dylan last year, whether it's in friendlies or a couple of league games, and obviously I knew him well enough to obviously affect me quite a bit. Yeah, I just wanted to say thank you to all the fans and the community over the last week or so, just for any donations that anyone's made, to all the players in the first team and at Sheffield Sports for any donations to his family, because I know it's only money, but it's a way of showing our support to the family and obviously to the local community and to Dylan. So yeah, it's devastating, and hopefully Sheffield Sports and us can obviously go and do him proud this year.
Brilliant. Thanks, Dan.